Ladies and germs, we're back. It's the Detroiter covering sports in the Motor City and the Mitten State. I'm your host. I'm Nick Bradley. That's my name. It's my birth name. It's my government's name. When I popped out of the womb, my parents looked at me and said, well, the last name's going to be Bradley. What should the first name be? They said Nicholas. And then I went to school. I grew up, elementary school, middle school, high school, college. Slowly but surely, that Nicholas slowly morphed into just a clean Nick. Some of my friends, they call me Brads, so my last name Bradley. Brads, just like the most easy nickname you can go to. When I was in, I want to say, fourth grade, I created an AOL account in my buddy Eric's basement. AOL was the shit. All you did, here's what it was. Nowadays, you get home from school and you roll on TikTok and that's all you do. When I was in fourth grade, you got home from school, you fired up AOL, that yellow guy in the middle of his walking stride. You fired up AOL. You went to every single girl you knew. You went up to her profile. Is she online? Is she active? Away message. Is the dot green or yellow? If it's green, hey. Well, hi, what's up? You just slide in. You just put the balls on the table. That's all. You just shoot your shot, dude. I was Steph Curry before anybody knew who Steph Curry was. Hey, Jessica. Hi, Arlene. That's it. Any green dot, hi. You're just sending shots. So when I'm in my buddy Eric's basement, we're going, all right, well, I need an AOL tag. I need a username. What should it be? And I didn't want to be plain Jane. At Nick Bradley. No, I didn't want to do that. For some reason, we started talking about food. We were in the fourth grade, so we had the metabolism of fucking lions. We could eat anything, everything, at all times. We started talking about nachos for whatever reason it is. Whatever reason. I was there. I remember in that moment sitting in that chair being like, oh shit, we figured out my AOL name. That's crazy. Like, I remember this moment. It was a milestone. It's like when I made a Facebook account. Also remember doing that. For some reason, we settled on Nacho-less. I don't know. Nacho-less 219, as a matter of fact. 219 was the first three numbers of like my elementary ID card or whatever. Nacho-less 219. Don't know why. That's what we settled on. That became my PlayStation username. Really my username for like everything. Now it's my junk mail email. So like when I buy shoes, I buy clothes, shit where I know I'm going to get spammed and I never read it and nothing important goes there, Nacho-less 219. So that got shortened to Nacho and then to Notch. So I got Nick, Nicholas, Notch, Brads. You name it, I go by it. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us for about a half-hour little show here, maybe a little quicker than that. There's not a whole lot going on, guys. I'm going to level. I'm not a liar. I'm a lot of things. I'm not a liar. I'm going to tell you like it is. There's not a whole lot to talk about. We talked about the Tigers on the Wednesday episode. We talked about where they're at the deadline. People talking about moving Skubal. God knows who else. I don't know. I don't want to think that Torkelson or Riley Green could potentially be on the move, but like, who fucking knows, dude? That crazy man Alavila's in charge. I don't want to talk about them anymore because I'm going to get angry. I'm going to go to bed soon, and I can't go to bed when I'm angry and sweaty thinking about a Penguin imposter running my favorite baseball team. It just doesn't work too well, so I don't want to talk about the Tigers. Red Wings were in a lull. We kind of are in the dead zone of hockey season for the next month or two. The Pistons also kind of in a lull. We talked Wednesday about the teal jerseys, but really they're in a dead zone now too until about October, similar to hockey, like another month, 2 months. Not much going on in the NBA world. And the Lions are picking up. They just started camp. We talked about them a little bit on Wednesday. They just started camp, I believe, yesterday, 2 days ago, something like that. Excited for the Lions. We'll talk more and more about them as we get closer. I don't want to blow the load too much on Michigan State, Michigan, Detroit Lions football. I don't want to blow the load too much because as soon as we hit August, I think next week, 10 days from now, something like that, very shortly, Hard Knocks is going to get going, and we are going to be slamming it. We are going to be slamming it. Hard Knocks is going to get going. Fall camp for the colleges will start soon. We'll start hearing more interviews, seeing more things. This guy's rising up the depth charts. More Michigan State talking shit. Little Michigan, Ohio State talking shit. Little Michigan State, Ohio State talking garbage. Everybody will be into it. Blood will be boiling. We'll get there. Once we hit football season, all we're going to do is football. at least until the Red Wings and the Pistons start. All we're going to do is football. And even when they start, I'm not going to be sitting here giving you an hour on the Red Wings every night. I can't do that. That's not feasible. They play a couple games a week. We'll talk some Red Wings, right? Unless there's anything crazy. If they're trading games, winning one, losing one, winning one, losing one, I'm not going to be here in depth on the Red Wings every single night. Like, once football season starts, as far as this podcast is concerned, as far as I'm concerned, it's football season. It's Lions, it's Michigan State, it's Michigan. Once the other sports kick in, all right, we'll sprinkle those in a little bit, but it's football season. So I don't want to get there too soon because we'll do enough football once we get a little closer. So there's not much to talk about today. Little Michigan State, Big Ten Media Day this week. Just the usual run-of-the-mill stuff. Michigan State fans talking shit on Twitter. It's so funny. It's so funny, the rivalry. It's so funny to me. Like, Michigan and Michigan State fans, both alike. It's funny how much we talk shit to each other. Oh, I'd never be a Michigan fan. Oh, I could never. That's why they're the worst. No, that's why you're the worst. Walmart. Oh, come in. You suck. It's so funny how much shit everybody talks, because Michigan and Michigan State fans literally cannot go a day without talking about each other. All I see when I scroll through Twitter is, oh my God, MSU lives rent-free in Michigan's head. Michigan lives rent-free in Michigan State's head. All I see every single day. All I see. Both sides hate each other so much, and they're the same fucking person, dude. You're the same person. The guy that you're arguing with on Twitter about, Kenneth Walker scored 5 touchdowns. Oh, but what did he do against Ohio State? Well, he scored 5 touchdowns. Yeah, but we beat Ohio State. You're the same person, dude. We're in the middle. We're at the end of July. A new football season is damn near upon us, and we're still bickering about the last time Michigan and Michigan State played. We're still bickering about, well, his knee was down. No, it wasn't. Guys, what are we talking? We're the exact same people. It's so funny to me because both teams, Michigan loves to do the superiority thing, right? That's kind of what they're notorious for, is the Michigan arrogance, if you will. But State fans, let's face it, we love to do the superiority thing too. At least to U of M fans. We love to do the, Michigan fans make excuses. You can't beat MSU. You can't do that. You recruit. You have your Messiah Harbaugh, and you can't beat State. Like, we love to do the superiority thing right back. It's so funny how much shit we talk, and they're the same people. On both sides, same fucking people. It's hilarious to me. So it's run-of-the-mill, scrolling through Twitter, MSU Michigan fans getting after it over God knows what, over things that have been rehashed, over games that have been played and are final and happened like 9 months ago and will not be revisited, will not happen again. They're not going to go back and replay that game in East Lansing because his knee may or may not have been down. It's not going to happen. The game's over. State won. Michigan won the Big Ten, State fans. Michigan won the Big Ten. They beat Ohio State. It's fine. It's over. They're not going to go back and award the Big Ten to Ohio State. It's over, guys. Still talking shit for whatever reason, which I find quite humorous. But we'll save the MSU U of M talk again till a little bit closer to football. So today, I think we're just going to ramble. We're just going to talk. We're going to talk a little bit of Nick Bradley. How's that sound, huh? How's that sound? Huh? You either love it or you hate it. Hopefully, you sad sack of shit. Hopefully you love it. We're just going to talk about random things because there's not a lot of sports, because I don't want to go on super long today when there isn't that much substance to talk about. We're just going to talk. Let me take a quick sip, shall we? Let me just quick hydrate yourselves. If I'm taking a sip, you take a sip. Sips up. Goddamn, that's good. And that's where we're going to start. Let's talk a little bit about water. Wake up the other day, I'm getting ready to go to work. I'm in the car, get to the gym. Sitting there, I got a group chat with my friends out west here. And my buddy goes, yeah, my roommate, I go in the bathroom after him every morning and his piss is brown. He just doesn't drink water. Piss is brown. It's not like a little yellow. No. The piss is brown, guys. The piss is brown. Like someone poured a little balsamic in the toilet when they woke up. He doesn't drink water. What is that about? What is that about? And I know people like this in my life that just don't like water. What? I don't like water. What? You don't like food either? You don't like to sleep? No? You don't like food, you don't like water, you don't like sleep. What do you mean you don't like water, bro? You don't like the thing that you absolutely have to remain alive? What? I get it. Pop is good. It tastes great. That's why it's sugar water. Of course it tastes good. That's why America's fat, dude. They get you addicted to Coca-Cola. The next thing you know, you don't leave your couch for 6 months at a time. I don't drink a ton of pop these days. The sugar kind of hurts my tummy. Not a big deal. We're getting healthy. We're getting in shape. The sugar does hurt my tummy, though. The sugar does hurt my tummy. Like, I would probably drink it more if it didn't. Same goes for orange juice, mimosas. Like, I have 2 mimosas, and I'm starting to sit there like, I'm feeling like Jon Snow, spoiler alert, at the end of season 5 for the watch, where he just takes like 15 daggers to the chest. Like, I have 2 cups of OJ, and I'm sitting there like, you may have to call the stretcher, dude. Like, I fucking can't even, I have sharp pains coming from my stomach, and the only thing I've done today is wake up and have a glass of orange juice, and I feel like someone's stabbing me. I go out in the town. I'm doing rum and cokes, let's say. Whiskey and coke, whatever it is. And I do like a little bit of dark liquor mixed with coke. You do a couple of those, you wake up the next day, and it legitimately feels like you just took a hangover pill. You know, everyone's like, oh, I wish there was a hangover cure. I wish there was a pill to cure a hangover. It feels like that next day that I just took a pill. I didn't even drink. I didn't even party. I didn't even go out. I just took a pill that was like, hey, dude, take one of these and you'll feel like absolute death tomorrow. That's what I feel like. I have a couple mixies that involve Coca-Cola or some kind of pop. I literally, the next day, it's like, oh, you thought you were going to just be hungover today. Oh, well, you're going to be hungover, but also you drank so much sugar yesterday, your stomach feels like it's going to explode. You're going to be sitting next to the air conditioning unit, still sweating. Don't know how, but you will. That's the Coca-Cola talking. Oh, and by the way, you're going to feel like 7,000 pounds. But have another pop. I can't do it. So when people say, I don't like water, what do you drink? There's no chance you're just drinking pop. There's no chance you're drinking pop. Is it you just need flavored water? LaCroix's great. If you got money like that, you know what I'm saying? Like you're rolling up like that. You're breaded up like that. You just drink LaCroix all the time. Fucking tip of the cap, more power to you. Can you imagine? I don't even know if Jeff Bezos could afford that shit. Honestly. You're drinking LaCroix with every single meal. Every time you go, I'm a little bit thirsty. Where's the Pamplemousse? Every time you're feeling a wee bit parched, you're like, give me the LaCroix. Run out to the LaCroix. Do you just, I feel like at that point, if that was your life, you'd have to have so much money to be living that life to begin with. LaCroix ain't cheap, dude. When I moved out of my parents' place, one of those things I took for granted. And you know how fucked up it is? You know how much I like LaCroix and how valuable that is? When I left my parents' house, when I moved out, I remember being like, damn, dude, it's probably the last time I'm going to drink LaCroix. I remember having that internal dialogue. People make fun of me for LaCroix, by the way. Imagine that. Imagine, have you ever tried a Pamplemousse LaCroix? And you're going to make fun of it? That shit is the nectar of the gods. But I remember sitting on my plane, coming out to California to live here. Hey, kind of wild. Like, damn, I'm going to live on my own in a state that's on the other side of the country. That was my first thought. And then my second thought was, I don't know the next time I'm going to have LaCroix. And then my third thought was, I'm going to miss my parents and my family and my friends. I don't know when I'm going to have LaCroix. I'm not buying LaCroix. What do I look like, dude? I haven't sold enough of these to be drinking LaCroix for every meal of the day. So if you don't like water, you got to be drinking something. Don't tell me you're drinking milk. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me you bring home the Chipotle burrito and you break out the milk. Don't tell me you're at your buddy's place after you were just out hooping and they all guzzling down water. They got the Brita. Everybody takes a turn on the Brita. And you go, hey, can I get the gallon of 2%? Don't tell me that's what's happening. Don't tell me you're at your friend's parents' place. You're there for the weekend. They live on the lake. You're out on the boat. Hey, you guys want some waters for the boat? Yeah, we'll have 3 waters. And can you put a milk in a sippy cup? Don't tell me that's what's happening. What do you mean you don't like water? And what about it that don't you like? You don't like that there's no flavor? I'd argue that there is. I'd argue it's maybe the best flavor in the game. I think it's maybe the most underrated beverage one can get their hands on is an ice cold glass of water. You don't like that it quenches your thirst? Nothing else quenches it. You drink Gatorade, guess what? You're still thirsty. Drink a pop, bruh, you're still thirsty. Drink milk, you're probably still thirsty. I haven't had milk since I was riding a tricycle, dude. I don't understand how people. Milk is a conversation for another time. What do you mean you don't like water, though? It's mind boggling. The stuff, it's so refreshing. It's cold. It's like the perfect viscosity. Milk's a little thick. Orange juice has the sugar. This is just cold, clean, crisp, and pure. How do you not like water? How do you not like water? What does that mean? You don't like. Do you eat food? Do you sleep? What do you mean you don't like water? I don't get that. Imagine a person from the olden times. They'd find a lot of shit crazy. If someone from like 1776 showed up here today, they'd cell phones, electricity, cars, all this shit. They'd be like, wow, where are you? What is this place? No doubt they'd be fucked up by pretty much everything on earth now. I don't know if there's a way to fuck Benjamin Franklin up more than him being introduced to a person who goes, "Hey Ben, nice to meet you. Appreciate your all you did with the kite and the lightning storm, France, all that good stuff. I don't drink water." Ben Franklin would be like, "What, dude? What? I thought the car, I thought the phone, I thought electricity, I thought you go buy food I thought everything here was crazy. You don't drink water? You're still human, aren't you? I know things have changed. You don't drink water?" Like, we were pretty fucking Neanderthal. Like, we didn't have a ton of science. We had enough science to know you gotta drink water. What do you mean you don't drink water? Imagine that. A Native American coming here and being like, hey, Mr. Cherokee, I don't drink water. What? What? They literally called booze fire water. What? You don't drink water? Crazy to me, crazy to me, crazy to me. Anyways, moving on. Moving on from the water. California's wild. California's a wild place. Children here are kind of menaces, to be honest. I remember when I was a kid and I'd see someone, it's impossible to tell what age anybody is, or at least I thought so. When I was a kid, like middle school, early high school, like, I don't know, dude. You're, like, if I saw myself, I'd probably be like, yeah, I don't know, you're like 27 or something. I don't know. You're older than me, you have a little bit of facial hair. You're 27. Boom. And I remember thinking, like, if I'm ever at the community center and there's some older guys playing basketball, right? I'm getting food, there's some older guys there. I'm at the football game, there's some older guys. I remember always kind of shying away, being like, oh, I don't want to get too close. Right? Nobody's ever going to hurt me. Or like, I was never in danger. But in the back of my mind as a kid, I'm like, oh, they might fucking hurt me or bully me or beat me up or whatever. And I didn't get bullied as a kid or anything. I don't think that I remember. So I wasn't like premeditated to that or anything. But I was, you're a little wary of older, bigger guys. You're like, I don't really want to fuck with them. Kids here don't care, dude. Californian kids are weird. Like, scary, kind of. Like, those kids, Hawkins, Indiana, Stranger Things, those 13-year-olds that are riding bikes around and fighting aliens, like, those kids, Hawkins, Indiana, fuck no. Those kids grew up somewhere in Orange County in California. The teenagers here literally do not care about anything. About anything. Like, when I walk around and there's kids, in my mind, I'm like, oh, these kids don't want to talk to me. Like, these kids will stay away from me. I look too old. They're going to be a little afraid, a little intimidated, whatever. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking way too highly of myself. Maybe I'm just Squidward with it. I'm the least intimidating human being on earth. But I'm like, no, these kids will just come up, hey, what do you think about, hey, dude, I like your pants. Haha. They just, you want to do a kickflip? I can't articulate to you how many kids have like skated by me and been like, watch this. And I'm like, what? Are you, me? Well, you want me to watch you? Kid that I don't know and I'm never going to see? You want me to watch you? I had my headphones on, bro. You were like, got my attention to watch you miss a kickflip? It's the weirdest fucking thing. It's the weirdest thing. They run this place. They really do. And it's not even just the kickflips. It's not even just the fact that they aren't scared. E-bikes here. E-bikes? I've never heard of an e-bike before I moved here. Never heard of one. The closest I got to an e-bike was putting a deck of cards in the spokes of my normal bike and it sounding like there was a motor. Every single child under the age of 16 here drives e-bikes. All of them drive e-bikes. These things accelerate faster than my car, bro. Like, swear to God. Kids here have somehow juked the system where you don't actually ever really need a driver's license. These kids are whipping bikes on the street. They're not doing it on the sidewalk. These kids are whipping bikes on the street faster than my car goes. The light turns green and I kind of hit the gas, and I'm not lazy with it, right? I don't have a lead foot. I got like an iron foot, like an iron oxide foot. I got a little bit of a foot. I'll hit the gas and I'm getting going. And it's like a flash of light, bro. Am I in a DC comic? It's these two kids, bleach blonde hair, wearing fucking sandals and Ron John surf shop, going 50 miles an hour on a bicycle. Don't you have parents? You guys, if you got clipped, God forbid, I don't want anybody to get clipped. If you got clipped, you'd be so fucking dead, bro. Marlon Brando, Vito Corleone, and The Godfather wouldn't be able to shed enough tears. Look how they massacred my boy. Massacred, that's underdoing it. Massacred's generous. If you got nicked by a car, these kids on the bikes, you would be in San Diego. If you just caught a bumper. I don't understand what's going on. I don't know how they figured out a way to just juke driver's license. All these kids get point A to point B faster than I can, okay? They feel the cool breeze going through their hair, okay? They don't really need to abide by the rules of the road. I mean, they just drive in the bike lane, dude. They drive in the bike lane, and when they need to cross the street or there's a more convenient path, they just hop on the sidewalk and take that. It's like mopeds at college, except mopeds, everybody was going 20 miles an hour, and they're wearing his main